age, a tale of resentment and bitter rage. Near Sutter's Mill, where I set my scene, violent brawls have become routine. Two gold mining families were locked in this fight. Hatred burned in their souls, they could never unite. One was called Capulet, the other Montague, and neither household would change its view.
No one remembers the cause of their feud, but all were affected by its angry mood. It's Montague and Capulet, child and relation, passed on this quarrel to the next generation. Even the miners were spiteful and mean, and Coloma had become far from serene. Twice that summer in the sweltering heat, the Capulets and Montagues met in the street. And now once again tempers flared, as a new argument was declared. Two Capulet miners taunted Montague's men. Shovels were drawn, and they were at it again. There were smashing blows, each side was skilled. Blood boiled, begging to be spilled. A young man, Benvolio, plunged into the fray.
Part fools!
He shouted in a worried way.
Put up your weapons, you know not what you do.
For he was a gentleman, yet a Montague too.
But Tybalt, a Capulet, who welcomed a scrap, stormed into the group like a thunderclap. Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death. I wait the word Montague to my last breath. Within seconds, the marketplace was aroar, as Coloma citizens joined by the score. Even Papa Capulet and Old Man Montague drew their shovels high to reap their due. And so, as you see, from one small threat, a battle began that no one would forget. Then trumpets hailed the mighty Sheriff Vince, making both families cower and wince. Sheriff Vince declared,
"This violence must cease! Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace!"
His face was severe as he looked around.
Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and if ever again you go astray, be it known now with your lives you will pay. You, Capulet, shall come along with me, and Montague, this afternoon I will see. I demand from both of you a change of heart. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
But one young lad had stayed away, and did not brandish a weapon that day. Romeo Montague was his name, a prospecting man of great wealth and fame. He sat alone in his chamber room, and moped about in a state of gloom. He shut up his windows, and locked out the light, and made himself an artificial knight. This mood was hard for his parents to endure. Benvolio's friend told him he'd find a cure.
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied. Good morrow, cousin, what trouble overpowers, what sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
It didn't take long to ascertain the cause of Romeo's heartache and pain. He was devoted to a lady divine, a beautiful woman called Rosaline. The love he craved, she had denied.
It's all very clear.
Romeo sighed.
She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow dwell the death that lived to tell it.
Benvolio cushioned.
Don't be so blind. Banish this female from your mind. Take my advice and do not despair. Examine other beauties and compare.
Romeo moaned.
I'll remember her still. I love Rosaline, and I always will.
While the Montague family continued to brood, the Capulets were in a festive mood. Even the helping hands were feeling hearty as they bustled about arranging a party. Just then, a young man entered the hall. It was the Argonaut Paris who had come to call. Paris bowed low in a manner grand.
I'm here to ask for your daughter's hand.
Old man Capulet replied,
She's not yet 14, but good Paris, I'll let you intervene. My will to her consent is but a part. It is up to you to win her heart. I'm having a party this very night. You are invited to dance and delight.
Capulet called to his town crier.
Hasten through town and invite those people whose names I've written down.
Petra intended to do the deed, but there was a problem. She couldn't read. When she met Romeo, she asked him to assist.
Please, sir, can you read the words on the list?
Romeo obliged and announced every name.
A noble company of fortune and fame.
The town crier told Romeo.
You can come too, if you be. Not the house of Montague.
Benvolio urged.
my friend, if you dare. We'll go to the dance. Rosaline will be there. Compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
Ah! Ah! Back at the Capulets, there was quite a fuss. Juliet's mother had something to discuss.
Tell me, daughter, would you like to marry?
Juliet was shocked. Her voice grew wary.
It is an honor that I dream not of.
But her mother continued to talk of love.
The valiant Paris seeks you for his wife. His charms and wealth will enhance your life. I advise you to give him a chance at least. Observe his appearances tonight at the feast.
The governess joined in with more words of praise.
Go, girls, seek happy nights, the happy days.
Later that evening, torches flared bright. Romeo met his friends in the flickering light. They were all dressed in fanciful disguise and held gilded masks to cover their eyes. But Romeo was still suffering from the blues.
Mercutio, my friend, you have dancing shoes. I'm not like you. I have a soul of lead. Give me a torch and I will bear the light instead.
Where's your Romeo?
Mercutio chimed.
Where's your Romance? Borrow Cupid's wings. We must have you dance.
Then Bolio added.
Hurry up, we'll be late.
I fear too early.
Romeo pondered his fate.
These revels tonight
He said under his breath.
begin the grim march to my untimely death.
Old Capulet greeted them in the town hall.
Welcome, my friends, one and all. Join the party.
He said with a grin.
Come, musicians, let the mirth begin.
In a matter of moments, the room was aglow. The ladies and gentlemen danced to and fro. But Romeo stood by himself at the side, until in an instant his eyes opened wide. He gazed on a vision he'd never forget. Across the room was the fair Juliet. Now Rosaline's beauty lost its glow.
What lady's that?
Asked Romeo.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. For I never saw true beauty till this night.
His words were heard by a Capulet nearby. Tybalt was enraged.
This man I defy, now by the stock in honor of my kin. To strike me dead, I hold it not a sin.
But across the room, Papa Capulet strode. He observed Tybalt's anger, ready to explode.
Calm yourself.
Capulet said in a low tone.
You'll not spoil this party. Leave him alone.
Tybalt cried.
This is a Montague our foe. 'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Capulet hissed.
Am I the master here or you? Stop this insolent behavior. It will not do.
I will withdraw,
Tybalt sneered with disdain.
but this intrusion shall lead to pain. Now Romeo heard none of his heated debate, for his thoughts of the lady did not abate. His eyes locked with Juliet's across the room, his identity hidden by a masked costume. She was even more beautiful as he drew near, and the warmth of her smile was sincere. Her eyes grew bright, she felt total bliss. Romeo took her hand and begged a kiss. The lovers locked eyes, their hearts were set beating, but the rapture they felt, alas, was fleeting. Juliet's governess appeared from out of the blue.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
Reluctantly, Juliet had to obey, and with a backward glance, she turned away.
What is her mother?
Romeo inquired. The
One
governess
much-
replied,
One much admired, the lady of a house, and a good woman too. Wise and virtuous in my humble view.
Then the governess turned and rushed away. Romeo was stunned and filled with dismay.
Oh dear Count, my life is my foe's debt. The girl I love is a Capulet.
Soon Benvolio beckoned. It was time to meet.
There's nothing more here we can achieve.
Now Juliet too was in a trance.
Who is this man who would not dance?
She spoke to the governess.
Don't let him go. Ask his name. I need to know. If he be married,
Juliet said.
my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
When she heard he was a Montague, she couldn't believe that it was true.
My only love, sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy.
The governess replied.
Anon, anon, come let's wait. The strangers all are gone.
When Romeo left, he went on ahead. His love for a Capulet filled him with dread.
Can I go forward when my heart is here?
He couldn't leave Juliet. That was clear. He found himself near Capulet's claim-stake wall. In the distance, he heard Mercutio call.
Romeo! Madman! Passion! Lover!
Romeo scrambled over and quickly took cover. He hid himself among the trees. As his friends drew near and continued to tease,
I conjure thee by Rosaline's scarlet lip.
said Mercutio, unaware of any courtship. Benvolio tried to calm his comrade.
Stop, Mercutio. You'll just make him mad.
Romeo, good night.
Mercutio mockingly said. Then, in good spirits, they stumbled home to bed in the soft moonlight.
Shrouded in darkness, Romeo looked around.
My friend just set scars,
He suddenly frowned.
but those who mock love never felt its aches. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks?
Romeo quivered, his heart took a leap. His beloved Juliet was not asleep. She stepped onto the balcony into the night. Romeo was entranced by this shining sight.
It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Her beauty cannot be outdone.
As the Romeo watched from his hiding place, to the stars above, Juliet stated her case.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo,
Her eyes were aglow.
wherefore art thou, Romeo? 'Tis but thy name that's my enemy. Without the word Montague, we would be free. If that cannot be, my name all forgets, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name which is no part of thee, and for thy name take all of me.
Romeo proclaimed.
My name I disown!
Juliet was amazed. She thought she was alone.
Who are you, veiled in the shadowy night, attending my secrets, out of sight?
When she saw it was Romeo, she felt dismay.
Oh, gentle Montague, you must leave right away. If any of my kinsmen find thee here, they will murder thee. That is clear.
Romeo answered.
I'm not afraid. My love for you will never fade. Juliet, please, you must give me a sign. The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
So under the shimmering stars above, Juliet gave her pledge of love.
My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to you, the more I have, for both are infinite.
She cried. Her heart could no longer be denied.
Send me word tomorrow.
Juliet said.
Tell me where and when we could be wed. I believe your intentions to me are true. Do not deceive me, sweet Montague. Pardon you such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night, till it be morrow.
Now, in the miners' church just out of town, there lived a preacher of considerable renown.
Teenagers! They're always acting so strange. Yesterday, Romeo was mumbling and grumbling for Rosaline. Now he's weeping and wailing for another young lady. Who'll he be next? Queen Elizabeth? Just call me a confused preacher.
Back in Coloma, Romeo's friends were perplexed. After the feast, where had he gone next? Benvolio was worried.
He stayed out all night, and Tybalt has sent him a challenge to fight.
A challenge to Romeo. How dare you take one step into Capulet's house? You're Montague, I won't even say this is something. I challenge you to a contest at 4 p.m. in the town square. I'm warning you, against my anger, you don't stand a chance. Be there or you'll be sorry. You're outraged at me, Tybalt. Oh, Juliet, my child, I'm half done with that errand you sent me on. I've survived 3 hours of splitting headaches and back pains. He's a good lad, that Romeo is, as handsome as can be and twice as polite. Now run along, child, your husband-to-be is waiting for you. Hasten now to the preacher and a new life. There stays a husband to make you a wife.
Romeo and Juliet arrived at the church house to be married.
You shall not stay alone, my daughter and son, till the holy church incorporate 2 in 1. My children will make this short and sweet, and with their marriage, their bond was complete.
Now back in the square, in the heat of day, Benvolio was worried.
Come, let's away. There are too many Capulets roaming about. We should leave this street, I have no doubt.
But Mercutio was begging for a fight. When hot-headed Tybalt came into sight, the Capulet cried.
Here, a word with my foe.
Mercutio taunted.
Make it a word and a blow.
Tybalt quickly lost interest in this affair when he saw Romeo enter the square. Tybalt thundered.
Here comes my man.
And on that hot day, a new fight began. But Romeo offered not a single threat.
I hold dear to my heart the name Capulet.
Mercutio could not believe his ears. He was inflamed by Tybalt's tears.
Romeo? A coward?
Mercutio was in shock.
Tybalt, you rat catcher. Will you walk?
What do you want of me?
Tybalt cried. They glared at each other with insolent pride. They crossed their mining knives without delay. Then Romeo jumped into the fray.
Gentlemen, for shame! Put an end to this fight!
He seized his friend and held on tight. Tybalt lunged at Mercutio with his blade. Mercutio clutched at his chest and swayed.
I am hurt.
He cried as Tybalt fled.
A plague on both your houses. I am spent.
Romeo felt anger as never before. He despised Tybalt to the very core.
Revenge for my lost friend I vow! And fire-eyed fury be my conduct now!
His wild rage he could no longer contain when Tybalt returned to fight once again. And Tybalt fell to the ground and Romeo gasped under his breath.
He's dead. Sheriff Vince will do the death.
And he left Tybalt lying in the street.
As Romeo hastily fled the square, Sheriff Vince arrived to inspect the affair.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Benvolio bowed low and was quick to obey.
O noble Vince, I can discover all. The unlucky manage of this fatal brawl.
When Benvolio was finished, he said with a sigh,
This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
that Mama Capulet was next.
As thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague. I beg for justice which thou Vince must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Sheriff Vince interrupted.
Neither
He's
man,
angry indeed.
neither man obeyed I had decreed. Romeo slew Tybalt, who slain Mercutio. Who shall pay the price for that fatal blow?
Old man Montague listened and then spoke at the end.
Not Romeo, Vince! He was Mercutio's friend! He took Tybalt's life. Good, Vince, that is true. But he only did what the law would do.
Sheriff Vince commanded.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. Never again shall we see Romeo's face, for he will die if he returns to this place. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill. Dear diary, I have been put in a terrible situation. What should I do but Romeo Montague? I understand the grief Romeo feels. He has lost a best friend. But he should have come to me with the problem. Now it's too late, and the law is the law. I declare that Romeo shall be banished, never to return. Sheriff Vince.
Dear diary, who is left to love me? My heart is split in two like a coconut. My tears stream down my cheeks like a rainstorm on the American River. How wise it me who wallows in sorrow? My heart is lost in the darkness without a light to guide its way. Juliet.
Dear diary, my dear Juliet should have face as bright as a rainbow and her heart is glowing with joy, but her dreams are demolished. Romeo and Juliet are locked in a tale of destroyed lives. To find the key is the biggest mystery of all, governance.
Dear diary, banished? What did you say? Word makes me humble. Hands start to fumble. Heart starts to tumble. The fog of despair. Legs start to weep. Chest starts to heave. Juliet, I must leave the fog of despair.
Dear diary, oh what a child Romeo has turned into. For shame, I say, for shame. I'm getting a little fed up with this sad business. He thinks exile is worse than death. He's putting too much weight on love and not enough on life. Romeo, please be smart and live. Mama Montague.
Dear diary, what is this madness? One moment you're a week about banishment, and the next you're trying to end your life? What is wrong with this boy? Your behavior is atrocious. Hasten to Juliet and comfort her. We need to cope now. Time is running out. Reverend John.
Dear diary, oh how Juliet weeps in sorrow. Tybalt is a good brother and friend to her, but we all have a time of birth and death. It's the way of the world. I must put a stop to all this moaning. Being a father can be very difficult. Papa Capulet.
Now Romeo and Juliet were together, safe from harm, and a blessed night of enchanted charm. The unwanted dawn came much too soon. The lark seemed to trill at his pleasing tune.
It's not yet your day.
Juliet turned pale.
Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
Now Romeo spoke, just as forlorn.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. Though this day's dawning wish to deny, I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Juliet sighed.
More light and light it grows.
Romeo added.
More dark and darker grows.
The governess appeared.
The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
In a final moment of wedded bliss, the lovers embraced for one last kiss. Then Romeo descended to the ground and disappeared without a sound. Reluctantly, Juliet turned away. Her mother appeared.
How are you today? Evermore weeping for Tybalt's death? I've happy news.
She said with that breath.
The noble Argonaut Paris
She spoke with pride.
on Thursday shall make thee a joyful bride.
Never!
Juliet shouted.
I will not marry yet.
Then into the room strode Papa Capulet.
Good wife, have you told our daughter the plan?
I have, my lord, she refuses the man.
Capulet glared at his daughter.
You will obey! My word to Paris I won't betray. To St. Peter's Church House, find you the course, or I will drag you there by force.
Juliet wailed.
I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, if you please. Speak not,
He replied.
for I do not jest. Till you marry rich Paris, I will not rest, or hang, beg, starve, die in the street.
And with that, the father made a hasty retreat.
Oh, sweet mother, cast me not away. This marriage you must try to delay.
Mama Capulet scoffed.
Talk not to me. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Juliet despaired.
I must think of a ploy. Good governess, hast thou not a word of joy?
Governess encouraged.
Argonaut Paris they find catch. I'll know you'll be happy in the second match.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
Juliet cried.
And from my soul, too.
The governess replied. Even her servant had proved untrue. Juliet thought of the future.
He'll know what to do. Dear diary, I will ask the holy pastor to join me in my pools of sorrow. Help free me from my cage of despair. My life and love are both banished with my husband in Poker Flat. I cannot have two husbands. Now that would be a tragedy. Juliet.
Juliet's face grew flushed.
I will do the deed. Love will give me the strength to succeed.
The preacher told Juliet of a plan to make things work out. Juliet listened as he described a bottle of potion that makes a person look as though they have died. In reality, they are only in a deep sleep. As Juliet left the preacher's house, rain greeted the land. Its steady rhythm matched the beat of her heart.
Juliet rushed home with hopeful belief. Her father greeted the change with relief. Then in her bedroom, Juliet quickly withdrew to advance the preacher's plan, step 2.
Gentle governess,
She advised in a manner polite.
I pray thee leave me to myself tonight. Dear diary, chills of fear trickle past my wild beating heart. My throat seems to tighten and my lungs feel pinched together. I can hardly breathe. I clutch the potion and drink the liquid. My body is sinking low into the mist. My conscience is falling into the forbidden circle of life. Juliet.
Early the next morning, Juliet's family discovered her body. The potion had done its job, and they thought Juliet was dead. Papa Capulet wrote in his diary.
Dear diary, oh heavenly glory! Why did you take the life of my only daughter? I am crushed by the thought of it. A horrible sight. The impact of death has crawled up her heart. It comes no more. Papa Capulet.
In Poker Flat, Romeo knew none of this. He dreamed of his loved one and future bliss. He laughed aloud and was full of good cheer when Balthazar, his loyal servant, drew near.
How now, my good friend, I must inquire. Did you bring the letter from the preacher? And how is my lady?
Oh, frankly tell, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Forgive me, my lord. I bring tidings of doom. Juliet's body lies in Capulet's tomb.
Romeo staggered.
Are you sure this is so?
Balthazar answered.
I saw her, Romeo.
Romeo howled.
I'll defy my fate! Hide the horses, I'll be with thee straight. Dear diary, my loved one is gone. Dead, the words burn my heart. She was more precious to me than life itself. This is the bitter end. All hope is lost. The last rose has wilted. The last leaf has fallen and my candle is burnt out. My fair Juliet, I will be with you tonight. Romeo.
Romeo stood on the street all alone. his hopes for the future now overthrown. The local druggist wrote in his diary,
Dear Diary, today a strange young man came to my doorstep demanding a bottle of poison for 40 gold nuggets. My shop is in need of repair and my shingles must be replaced. My clothes are rags. I need those gold nuggets, the poor druggist.
Romeo hurried to Capulet's tomb and prepared to descend into the room. Gently and slowly, he walked inside.
My love, my life, why art thou yet so fair?
Her beauty is more than he could bear. Romeo found the poison and held it high.
Here's to my love, thus with a kiss I die.
'Twas then the old preacher limbed into the tomb. Juliet would soon awake in the room.
The watch is coming! I dare no longer stay.
Get thee hence,
Juliet cried.
for I will not away.
She knelt one last time by her Romeo.
Thy lips are warm.
She moaned in despair.
I hear them coming. The watchman advance.
She seized Romeo's dagger.
This is my last chance.
Juliet stabbed herself and life defied, then fell to the ground by Romeo's side.
Both families arrived at this sad scene, but it was too late to intervene. Before Sheriff Vince they knelt in grief. Their children's lives had been much too brief. Sheriff Vince stood solemn in the tomb. His voice arisen shattered the gloom.
See what a scourge is laid upon your hate? Your beloved one, gone in an act of fate. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost the brace of kinsmen true.
Finally, the family saw they were wrong and settled the feud after far too long. Papa Capulet and old man Montague clasped hands in peace that was much overdue.
Statues of the lovers were raised out of gold, for all to remember and behold. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Play for the 30 minutes. As I said before, when the fourth graders did it, I wrote this about 8 years ago. When I first, 20 years ago, long time ago. It was a book by Lois Burdett, and I thought, well, this would make a great play. And I put it into a play form, and my first graders did it. And to hear first graders do this, only at Weaver, like I said before, they could read that and not really know what they're saying, but they had fun with it. And I get Facebook messages telling me, oh, I'm doing this now, and I'm doing that now, and my little Juliet in first grade, writing back to me. You can see that the point of this is the rich language that comes out of it, the desire to know what they're saying. That's the greatest part of this is students coming to me and asking me, well, what does that mean? And wanting to know deeper what the phrasing is and what Shakespeare was trying to get across. And it was a lot of fun. We have very little time to rehearse these things. We did it within a very, very short time. So give your scholars a big hug tonight for their hard work. I had fun doing it with them. It gave me a chance to use my bachelor's degree from theater, so it was a lot of fun, but very brisk and very fast. So thank you all for being here, and you people moving on. I can't wait to see what's going on at Oak and McAuliffe, and you never know, I may end up over there at some point. I turned it down last year. I didn't take it. There was an opening, but yeah, when the time comes, you never know. So. But I enjoyed working with the children for the last 2 years, especially the ones that I had for 2 years. And those that I didn't have for 2 years, it feels like I've been with you for 2 years. So it's been a lot of fun. So thank you all and have a good evening. Parting is such sweet sorrow.